Everyone in the UK is sleeping on smart coolers. But what if I told you that these are the next big thing? Now, what's happening? You know who it is. It's Errol from Simple Vending, and today we're going to be breaking down smart coolers. Now, we all know what traditional vending machines look like. We know exactly what they do, what they vend. But what are smart coolers and how do they actually work? And how can we integrate them, make money from them? Because that is what you want to do. At the end of the day, we all want to make money. So how do these machines actually work? Now, I want you to imagine a fridge door, literally like a fridge, okay? And these machines, they work through pre-authorization. You tap your card or your phone onto the card reader, and then it takes a deposit. Through that deposit, once that is confirmed, the door will then open. Once that door opens, then you're able to go inside and grab whatever you wish. Once you have grabbed all the items that you want, all the food, all the drinks, crisps, whatever's in there, you shut that door. As soon as that door is shut, then the money's deducted from your account and off you go with all your goods. And obviously happy days for the merchant because they've made their money from you paying. Obviously, it's a good time to get into it. It is because in the US, these machines, they're already in there. And of course, on my channel, I will be speaking a lot about the US market and the UK market. Haven't done as much on YouTube before, but I will be going forward. And everything in the US is about 3 to 5 times bigger and also further ahead than anything in the UK, especially when it comes to vending. So these machines, they already exist in the US, but you hardly ever see them in the UK. A few micro markets have started popping up here and there, but essentially there isn't as much smart coolers or smart fridges, if you want to think about it like that, in the UK. And what this allows you to do is allows you to get in early. And when you get early into a market, you're able to take the vast amount of the market share and essentially you will get in where the competition isn't as saturated. Weigh up some of the pros and cons of these machines because there always is pros and cons, right? Now, when it comes to pros, a big one is the variety of things that you can put in these machines. Because they're not traditional vending machines, they don't have, the little coils that you see in them. And therefore, you can put in whatever. You can configure these just how you want. You can put sandwiches in there. You can put, obviously, your cold drinks, your cold snacks. You can put whatever you like. Chargers, in gyms I've seen before where you can put the actual protein, the thing that you buy with the protein in it rather than just like a protein shake. You can put in whatever. You can put accessories, you can put food, cold food, all of these different things that you just simply wouldn't be able to put all at once in a normal vending machine, right? Now, the second big thing is due to the technology and the way that these machines work through the RFID technology and the weighted scales that obviously takes into account how much the products weigh, and when they get deducted, it understands that, okay, we've just picked up a Snickers or we've just picked up a protein bar or whatever, we've picked up a cold sandwich. Now, additionally on top of this, you're able to set stuff up so you can position yourself like a Tesco's and Sainsbury's where they have meal deals. So if you have cold sandwiches, a snack and a drink, you can position it to be, if someone picks all these three items up, then they'll be able to get them at £1 cheaper and have the meal deal price, for example, just like Sainsbury's does and Tesco's does. At the same time, what you can also do is if there's stock that's running out, you can do a buy one, get one free. And essentially it factors in, you factor in that you probably won't be making a profit, but you'd be breaking even on that stock, and at least you're not throwing it away, expiry dates are not happening, all of this sort of stuff. So that is another thing that you can do. So you can upsell and you can downsell as well, and that is very powerful. Now, third thing that I think is a massive pro, and to be honest, you can get this on machines that are not smart coolers, but are smart machines and have touchscreen displays. But at the top of machines, you can actually advertise. And this is a very good selling point, not only for yourself, because you can advertise, your own company. You can advertise what you sell, what you do, all these different promotions and stuff like that. But B, you can sell this advertising to either the company or the location that you're going into and placing your machine, or the third option is you can actually just sell this as an advertising board to someone else. And when doing your footfall and your due diligence, which I've spoken in other videos, you will then be able to say, okay, well, look, there's about 1,000 people that walk past here every single day. That means this advert is worth X, Y, Z. There's 500 people that go past this machine every single day, blah, blah. Now, let's go over to some of the cons, because there is cons as well. The biggest con that there is, now let's go over to some cons, because there is cons as well. Now, the biggest con that I can think of straight off my head is essentially the whole payment process, right? Because if someone maliciously wants to go into this machine and, you know, open it, put their deposit down, and then as soon as they've taken the items, freeze their card, that is something that can most definitely happen. So that is a con. Another con is the sort of demographic that's going to be around the machine due to the reason I've just said. You can't simply just place these anywhere because people will abuse them, unfortunately. Especially in the UK, we have this weird sort of culture going on at the moment where, you know, there isn't a lot of respect around. So you would see a lot of these in Japan and Asia just in the middle of the streets, and you could happily use them, and, you know, everyone's law abiding. But in the UK, it just simply won't work like that. So you have to really think about the location that you're going to be placing these in. And I think thirdly is the security of these machines. Because they're not as heavy, they're not as big, some of them are not as secure in terms of the actual like glass. And I reckon, I mean, this is sort of my theory, that you could break them a little bit easier than you could do with the original machines. Now, saying that, I think the pros do outweigh the cons, but the cons are quite big at the moment. And there is ways to go around it. I mean, you can have CCTV, you can have a little camera on top of the machine looking at who's obviously transacted what, and then you'll be able to go about this. You can have it where it only takes credit cards, for example. You can always charge that person's credit card. So there is ways to go around these cons, but it's a bit of a headache, and it's something that you definitely have to think about, because there's also the biggest con over them all, the price point. And the price point is heavily excessive, especially in the UK, due to the limited amount of numbers of stock that everyone has. And, you know, we're bringing over these machines essentially, and they're being imported from a variety of places, and there's cost that goes alongside that. Additionally, on top of the new technology, on top of it being a new thing, there is costs, okay? And it might be even double the cost of some of the machines that you can get that are just combo machines or just normal vending machines that you've seen before. Now, saying that, I think these are really, really incredible machines. I definitely think this is where we're heading towards. And that upsell factor that I've said about, where you can place all a variety of different things and upsell and downsell, I think that is something that we don't ever see in traditional vending, and it's such a pro when it comes to wearing them. So I've listed out the pros and cons. It's your turn to decide if you think this is the way forward. I definitely think it is. You actually going to place these machines. There's a whole variety of places that you can place them, and I'll do a separate video going over them in terms of where is the right place to go into. So I've weighed up the pros and cons. I've explained to you how this machine works. I've explained to you the technology that it works with. And now it's just down to you to decide if it's something that you want to do and take into your business. I definitely know that I will be, and there's actually one on its way that I've already ordered. So I'll be making all sorts of videos when it comes to me, finding out about this machine a little bit more, how it works, the technology behind it, and obviously giving you guys some footage as well. But look, in the meantime, if you want to get started in a vending machine business, and you want to get started in the UK specifically, and you don't know how, check that link below, because all I'm here to do is help you. Just book in a call, we can have a quick little chat, and if you're the right fit, we can go forward and I can help you. I go through all different things vending. It's simple vending. We do vending simple. Catch you guys on the next one.